Can sound that way, definitely.
But trust me, it holds some incredibly powerful insights, really, about how our minds work, how we navigate the world.
Yeah.
This deep dive, it's all about going through the source material you sent over, which is fascinating, by the way.
Good stuff in there.
And we want to pull out the most impactful sort of nuggets of knowledge for you, the listener.
Right.
Our mission here, just to give you a clear, concise, and really an applicable understanding of NLP.
And what's truly compelling, I think, is how NLP really zeroes in on these deep connections.
Connections we don't usually think about.
Exactly. Things most of us operate with, under the surface. We rarely consciously acknowledge them.
Okay.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. It connects directly to how you perceive things, how you interact with people, even that internal chat you have with yourself. It shapes your whole day, really, moment by moment.
Absolutely. So let's kick things off right there. The big question. What is NLP at its core?
Okay.
Our sources, they define it as, well, an approach exploring the links. These intricate links between our minds, the language we use, and then our behavior.
Mind, language, behavior.
The big three.
Yeah, understanding those three components, how they connect. That seems to be the key to unlocking what NLP is all about.
That's right. And the core premise, it's actually surprisingly simple, but really profound when you think about it.
Okay, what is it?
It's this. There's a powerful feedback loop between your brain, the language you use, and your behavior. They constantly influence each other.
A feedback loop. Okay.
And here's the kicker, right? NLP suggests that once we understand these patterns, these internal programs, we can consciously adapt them, we can change them to, positively influence our lives.
So it's about taking control, in a way.
It's about taking agency, yeah. Understanding the system so you can work with it. All right, so let's break that down then, starting with the neuro part.
Okay.
When we talk neuro, we're not just talking physical brain matter, are we?
No, not just the gray stuff. It's broader.
It encompasses the whole nervous system, right? How our senses perceive things, experience the world, interpret all that information coming in.
Exactly.
So maybe think about it like this. How your brain processes information daily. Not just the raw data, but like the filters it uses.
Yeah, the unconscious biases, the way it prioritizes certain things.
All right, all that internal processing.
And this is where NLP gets incredibly practical, you see.
How so?
The neuro aspect highlights something crucial. Our feelings, our experiences. They're not just random noise.
Okay.
They are linked to specific neural patterns, actual pathways in the brain.
Ah, okay, like learned responses.
Exactly. Like, think about someone who gets that jolt of anxiety whenever an unknown number calls their phone.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
That's a learned neural pattern. It's guiding a specific behavior, like ignoring the call or feeling stressed.
Right. NLP suggests that by understanding this internal wiring, these automatic responses, we can actually start to untangle them, maybe even rewire them.
Okay, interesting. So the brain processes stuff. That's neuro. Then, how do we make sense of it? How do we talk about it, even to ourselves? That feels like the next step.
And that brings us perfectly to the linguistic part.
Right. Linguistic. Language.
This piece delves into how language, and that means spoken words, sure, but also unspoken stuff, internal dialogue, how it shapes our thoughts, our emotions.
And ultimately, our reality. Is that what it suggests?
Pretty much, yeah. Here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Go on.
NLP really examines how using specific words, specific phrases, can dramatically alter our perception of something.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, think about the difference between saying, ugh, I have to go to this meeting versus...
Versus maybe I get to go share my ideas at this meeting.
Exactly. Same external event, totally different internal experience. And that difference often comes down to the language used. And it's more than just the specific words, too. Like the source material points out, everyone uses language uniquely.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not just word choice, it's tone of voice,
Yeah.
phrasing, even body language ties in.
No.
It all communicates something.
Ah, okay. So it's a whole communication package.
Right. Language isn't just this tool for describing reality. NLP says it's actually a shaper of our internal world. It influences how we process everything.
Which leads us, logically, I guess, to the third part, programming.
The action part.
Yeah. So, okay, we understand our internal processing neuro. We see how language shapes it linguistic. Now what? What can we do with that knowledge?
Well, this is where programming comes in.
So,
This component addresses our behavioral patterns, those automatic responses, habits, ways of being that we develop over our lives.
the stuff we do on autopilot sometimes.
Pretty much, yeah. The ingrained stuff. And
Yeah.
this, for me, is the really exciting, actionable piece for you, the listener, because programming refers to our ability, the potential to identify those patterns, especially the unhelpful ones, and then modify them, to consciously reprogram, if you like, those undesirable responses and behaviors.
So overriding the defaults that aren't serving us well.
Precisely. It's about choosing a different response. The goal of this programming part is crystal clear, really, to achieve more positive outcomes, to feel better, act more effectively, communicate more clearly, whatever the goal is.
You okay?
It really reinforces this powerful idea that these patterns, these habits we've built up, they aren't fixed. They're not set in stone.
They feel pretty fixed sometimes.
Oh, absolutely, they can feel that way. But NLP says they can be understood, and crucially, they can be consciously altered.
Right.
This is where the practical, hands-on side of NLP really comes into play. It's about empowering you to choose different internal responses, different behaviors.
Okay, so pulling it all together, the neuro-linguistic programming, it's not just three separate things, is it?
Not at all. The real magic, the power of NLP, happens when you see how they weave together.
How they interact.
Exactly. It's the synergy. Understanding how your brain processes things, neuro, how your language shapes that understanding, linguistic, and then, crucially, knowing you can consciously modify your ingrained patterns, programming, that combination, that's what gives NLP its potential.
Right. It's the whole system working together.
Precisely. To just reiterate that main idea from our source material, NLP isn't just about defining these parts in isolation.
No.
It's based on this fundamental understanding that there's a dynamic, interactive connection. Brain, language, behavior, always influencing each other.
Yeah.
And from really getting that deep connection, that's where we gain the ability to understand and then consciously change those internal patterns.
To influence our lives for the better.
To powerfully influence our lives for the better. It's like becoming the architect of your own experience, rather than just living out old blueprints.
Wow. Okay. So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Yeah, the takeaway.
Ultimately, NLP seems to offer this really powerful framework, a way to understand these deep connections, often unconscious ones, between your mind's wiring, the language you use every day, inside your head and out loud, and the actions you take.
Right.
And it highlights how you can intentionally, consciously work with these connections to improve things, maybe communication, maybe confidence, maybe overcoming certain fears.
Lots of potential applications, which actually raises an important question for you to maybe mull over after this deep dive.
Okay, leave us with something to think about.
Just this. How might your own programming be influencing your experiences right now, today? Based on what we've just unpacked, neuro, linguistic, programming, maybe start to consider how a conscious awareness of your own typical word choices.
Like how I complain about traffic.
Could be, or how you talk to yourself when you make a mistake, or even just a subtle, recurring physical response you have to stress. A tightness in the shoulders, maybe? How might those things already be shaping your reality day to day? And maybe, just maybe, what one small area could you start to simply observe in yourself today?
Not even change yet, just observe.
Just observe. Notice the pattern. That's the first step towards any potential reprogramming.